everyone? So on today's topic, so obviously from today's subject, we're going to talk about this price, but I want to go off the bat by saying that Capcom's CPT tour has been had this money, and so it's annoying. Everyone's like, oh, having a train like, oh my god, yo, FGC's not poor. Oh, I'm gonna be a Street Fighter player. Let me tell you right now, for some of those people, like, don't get me wrong, still pick out Street Fighter 6. But if some of you are trying to come into Street Fighter 6 purely because of the money, I'm telling you right now, you're in it for all the wrong reasons. I mean, you see this all the time, like, oh, don't YouTube for money, this and that. And you can't blame people, especially with the era of esports that has been. I mean, Call of Duty basically started this, right? Capcom's been on this before the money even started rolling in. And that's what I'm trying to get at here, is that if you're in it for the money, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not winning that prize next year. You straight up are not. And a good point I want to make is that there's been people that have been playing this game longer than you have. And in fighting games, one of the biggest hurdles I'll tell you right now is that up until you actually finally get good, it's a huge knowledge check. This game knowledge checks the fuck out of you. People think that it's all about just reactions and, button mashing. If you have that conception right now and you're trying to get into Street Fighter 6, you're not going to make it far. Railu with some Evo footage in the back. I don't know why. Okay, the timing is terrible. Many players take study and practice very lightly. If you're one of these people that think you could just get into an esport without actually studying, looking things up, or maybe even tournament play, or practicing at all, like, oh, I don't need to practice, you're not gonna make it far. I noticed this a lot with COD players, like so many people, right? Like everybody when COD was popping, I seen this myself. Everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna be a COD player. Not a single one of those fuckers became a COD player. Only 2 people I ever knew that were actually good at I was like, yo, you should be pro. Never wanted to be pro. Heck, one of them has a kid, fucking he's still good at fucking COD. But yeah, no, it's not just talent. So I mean, I'll tell you what it takes to be good. But the main thing is I want this to be a giant wake-up call to people who, oh, I'm gonna be pro. It's like, it's just a wake-up call that it won't be you. And if you do want to, I'll tell you what it takes to at least be good. And yeah, if you think not practicing or studying, like, you're out of your goddamn mind, bro. Like it's just not happening. I'm gonna make another video. Maybe it might be during this discussion piece I'm making, but after. Yeah, no, just all right, getting back to what I was saying. Oh my god, Ryu actually moves his mouth. That's sick. But yeah, no. The thing is, people don't realize how hard fighting games actually are. Like, you see these videos like, oh, fighting games aren't actually that hard. Oh, fighting games are the hardest. It's one of two things. I mean, again, I'm a different video. Fighting games are not that hard to play and have fun. Let that sink in. Fighting games are pretty easy to just hop into. It takes no longer than a day to really get used to it and then just have fun. Really, what determines the difficulty is who you play with. Like, if you come in and you go play online and rank something, you're going to get clapped by, like, say, me. Then you're like, oh, this game's fucking hard. It's impossible. But you go play against your little brother, Timmy. It's like, oh, this shit's free as fuck. Right? That's the thing about fighting games. Difficulty is determined by who you're playing. And that's the other thing about Street Fighter specifically, why people don't... Street Fighter, like, has the highest... I made a video about it. Feel free. I'm going to put it in the comments below about, like, the skill gap between, like, the average Street Fighter player. Not even the highest. The average compared to other fighting games. It's not even funny. I've played BB Tag, other anime fighters... Tekken, nothing really reaches or touches the level of Street Fighter players. Like a bronze player, like, it's funny, and the thing is, I just was in a stream not too long ago, and I seen, a lot of people have been hopping on. I noticed hopping on with Street Fighter 5 because of 6. Like, it's good. We'll get to them later, but I noticed just the conception of people who are even in bronze. Like, bro, some people who are rookie or even getting into, they look at bronze players, like, I'm talking about, like, super bronze players who have been playing since, like, maybe launch. Like, they're godlike. They're like, oh, yo, they're fucking really good at the game. And you go to Tekken, you don't reach that point until Genbu. Like, holy crap. That's how huge. And again, people are going to say, oh, it's just like that time with Snake Eyes. Like, dude, I get what Snake Eye was saying now after play. Like, it's just an honest truth. The skill ceiling and the average player level is much higher in Street Fighter. So that's the first thing we got to establish, right? Is that there are fuck ton of people that are really good at this game, and they've been playing this way before money was involved. They've been playing since Street Fighter fucking 2. This ain't Naruto Storm where this dude who's been playing for 2 years, you could play for a month and now you're at his level. Fuck no. This game has fucking layers. It takes, like, another thing I'm gonna make a video is like, oh, how long does it take to make fighting games? You saw that. You guys can see it somewhere around here, maybe at the end of the video. But long story short, the reason why you need to practice something, say like a Hadouken, you guys see that simple motion, it again exemplifying the difficulty of a fighting game. A Hadouken, some people are really hard, but once you get, okay, it's not that hard. But that's in an isolated situation. When you practice by yourself and you're not under pressure, because you know people will be able to spam from far away, but the minute you're up close, they don't know how to do it in combos or how to do it in a string because they are nervous. You have to literally build muscle memory to do a Hadouken. Some people are more talented than others, right? So that's another thing to notice, is talent is a thing. It's like in any other sport. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a reason it's called esports. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you actually just legit suck or have this mentality, oh, I could never get good at a sport, you're not built for fighting games. Straight up. Or just any video game, in my opinion. Because I don't know if you know, but a lot of people who are good at esports also were pretty decent athletes in high school. You know? So if you're coming in with this, oh, I have bad hand-eye coordination, first of all, I don't think you know what hand-eye coordination actually is. That means you'd be terrible at video games. But if that is the case, then you're just not built out, right? Like, too many people, I don't know what weird conception they have. But anyways, getting back to my point is that basically a Hadouken is no different than mastering, like, say, a throw or a pitch from, like, baseball or some bullshit like that, right? Or a kick, a free throw, or anything, any technique, you know? And that's what fighting games are. That's why they're so, like I said, it's like playing soccer, right? Easy to play and have fun, hard as fuck to master. Or any other sport, you name your sport, whether it's baseball, golf, I don't give a fuck, right? Any sport that you actually know, you realize playing casually, mad fun, easy, but you try to play for real, it's not even the same game anymore. It just straight up is not. Suddenly, you know, you can't just, you know, oh, I just kick out whatever. No, that one fucking bad kick can cost you the whole fucking game. You know, Street Fighter is no fucking different. An example, and as I was talking about with the whole Hadouken situation, is you want to know how long it takes for the average person to not master the Hadouken, but just be able to do it competently enough in a real match, whether combos, strings, pressure, and not fuck it up. 1 year. It takes you 1 fucking year, dude. Again, I'll put it in my other video. But yeah, no, this takes time, and this is what I'm getting at. If you're coming in here thinking that you're gonna get that CPT money, you're not. If you're coming in here, you don't need to train. Oh, I'm just gonna go in, button mash. I'm gonna be you're gonna be stuck in fucking bronze. Not only are you not close, you're gonna be stuck in bronze. But let's say, okay, maybe you come with the mentality, I understand this is actually hard. I'm willing to grind it out, this and that. Some of you don't realize how hard you have to grind. Like I said, a year. Like right now, if you're watching this, you want to get a good start. Those people who are playing SF5 right now, they're already having a good start. Right now, if you really want to get, if you really want to meet it, pick a Street Fighter. Preferably 5. 5 is the best one. It'll help you with 6, but it doesn't matter. You can play Third Strike, 2, you know, or 4. They'll help you a fuck ton. Or if you want to play those once you get decent at feeling, and then go to 5 and you'll wait. But it's so different. No, the core of Street Fighter doesn't really change. It's very footsies based. Those of you who do know, you're already in a good start. Those of you who don't know, you've got a lot of learning to do. See, things like that. You got to learn what some of these terms mean. Footsies and whatnot. But in all honesty, I recommend you actually just pick up and play the game and get used to it, right? It's, and there's different layers. Just because you knew every single move and how to execute it when you want, does not still mean that you're good at the game. Just straight up, you know? And yeah, and here's the other thing I want to mention is that, like I said, it takes time. If you don't have a year head start in fighting games, you're not gonna get that CPT money within. No, it's just not gonna happen. Because you look at me, for example. I've been playing fighting games for well over 8 years now. Only now am I actually finally a decent Street Fighter 3 player. But Street Fighter 3 is an anomaly. That's like one of the hardest fucking fighting games of all time. And yeah, no, I started with Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 was my first game I took serious. I mistakenly quit it and went to Tekken. And within a 1 to 2 year span, I would improve. Whether in Street Fighter 5, I went from being just someone who's a regular bronze silver to like at least a gold platinum player. And then in Tekken, I went from like, you know, barely a yellow rank to freaking Genbu, which is what some people in Tekken consider, oh, you have to be at least this rank to even be considered good by like a Tekken standard. And yeah, and I could confidently say I'm a solid Genbu in Tekken. And then I went to BB tagging at like Diamond 1 and could even actually, you know, go toe-to-toe with some of the top players. I couldn't beat them, I'll be honest, see? And look at this. This is 2 year. It's like it's like what? We already have 4 years under the belt, right? Mind you, I played other fighting games as well. That's 4 years. And then another 2 years on top of that, I finally was able, like Guilty Gear Strive came out. And those who don't know, I'm like one of the top, I got like top 100-ish for like Guilty Gear Strive and on behalf of Mexico. So I'm like literally can say without a doubt, I'm one of the best Potemkins for Mexico. And yeah, it took me time. And mind you, I do actually have a talent. I like, because the grappler we see here, Hakan, that's a special motion, which is a full circle, which is extremely daunting. I never had to practice that. That's what talent looks like. If you can do execution moves with little to no effort, you have talent. But guess what? This is one of the main things I want to stress out, which is why I'm saying, like, it's probably not you. Yeah, no. That person is not you. Like, I can't stress this enough. Like, you're not going to be the one to win Evo. Like, the people say, oh, they always think, oh, because I said, no, but there is a thing of talent. Again, unless specifically that applies to you, you could just do full circles with no problem, or Shoryukens or quarters and combos on your first fucking try, then you're just godlike talented, right? But the reality is, all of you, you can go to trials for Ryu or Geef or Guile. You're not gonna get them all in your first try. I pretty much got them on my like for 2 to 3 tries with Geef. Like I'm talented with grapplers. They just don't fit my playstyle. So that goes into another thing. See? So I'm telling you this now because I've been playing fighting games for, like I said, well over 8 years. And Street Fighter 6 is, hoping, I have a lot of content on the channel for you guys may notice, and I'm hoping Street Fighter 6 will be my breakout channel. And I'm gonna tell you, again, that like people just, I just want to make sure people coming in do not get disappointed. I've seen it happen with COD. Don't quit your jobs for Street Fighter 6 because you're not gonna win, dude. And here's the thing, if you think people are hacking, cheating, or whatever, or the lag, and you're like at low ranks, yeah, it can be true while you're losing the match, but here's the reality of the situation. If that's your biggest problem in the low ranks while you're losing, you're not gonna make it, dude. Because if you were really, really good at the game, that shit's not gonna stop you from beating anyone underneath a master rank. I'm keeping it real with you right now. Like, look at Tokido, bro. He's motherfucker good as hell. Yeah, no, dude, just Street Fighter is a beast, man. It is a monster. This takes time. One does not simply just pick up a fighting game and be good. Like, you can pick it up and have fun, but being good, it's... And again, these people have been playing for fucking years, dude. There are things you have to learn. There is neutral. There's understanding, like, concept, like I said, DP, all this stuff. And people... Like, again, imagine if you never played a FPS before and then you wanted to go be a pro FPS player. That just doesn't make sense even by your guys' standards. It makes sense if you're like, let's say, oh, you've played COD for years and you're like, oh, you know what? Now I want to be a pro Apex player. That's reasonable because you've already used to the core of mechanics of what shooters are. You could be like, oh, okay, I see the sprint time, this and that. You get what I'm saying? Like, because obviously that's really popular, right? It's much easier to viably be like, yo, I could be a pro for insert this game. Maybe you haven't played it before. If it's within a genre you already play a fuck ton of. So if you've never truly sat down and actually played a fighting game, and there are people who say, oh, I've been playing fighting games for years. This applies to you as well. If you haven't actually sat down and gone to tournaments or know what's happening in tournaments online or, you know, have like a high rank, you're not going to... And the people, oh, rank doesn't matter. Dude, again, just like I said before, that person does exist. I've met one before at an actual tournament. That's the first one. And they were a godlike. That person is not you. It is not you. Like, if you have that, like, and it's a certain mentality. Because here's the thing. If it is you, you want to be like, oh, dang, okay, I guess. Most people who are that mentality, they'll be like, oh, you know what? I guess I am not that good. You know, they're very humble. They're like, okay, I got a lot to know. I'll go to my first tournament then, right? Like right now, who are listening, if you're listening to my what I'm saying right now and you're taking it to heart, you have a potential. I'm telling you right now, you're like, okay, I'm at least semi-talented. Okay, you know what? Okay, I guess I'm not as good as I thought. Like you have what it takes. Like after all this, and if you're shaking your head going on, okay, man, he's right. You know, you're taking what I'm telling you, and you're like, all right, you know, I'll run with it. You'll make it, man. But for some people say like, oh no, that can't be me. That can't be me. Like, no, I know that dude. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna make it. This is just a huge reality check. I mean, and here's the thing. If you guys want, look, you want to test if you're good, come fight me. Someone who isn't even that good of a Street Fighter player. I play against like 4 of the best players for Chicago, and they clap me all the fucking time. By the way, in Chicago, come join one of my random Street Fighter 5 lobbies. And if you can't even like I'll tell you if you have what it takes. But if you can't even like beat me like in a single set, you don't have what it takes, dude. And it's not gonna happen within the next year, dude. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say is that these people who come up with this whole, oh, money, this, that, or you think you just walk in and like, no. Again, because I've seen it before, and then throw all your monies at the marble. You have to come in here and actually be really passionate about this. Because guess what? And it's not unique to Street Fighter. This is for every fighting game. People who are playing it still to this day didn't play it for the money. They play it because they enjoy and they like the game. And you will reach burnout. It's an honest truth. You will reach burnout if you do not have a passion for this. If you're in it just for the money, man. I mean, hey, I get it. Money's money, right? I'm not going to hate the hustle. But this is a hard hustle. Fighting games are not easy. Like, if you want to become a pro fighting game player, this is going to be the hardest thing you'll ever fucking do. And take it from me, man. I've worked some hard jobs. At least my money was always guaranteed. Your money is not guaranteed with fighting games. At the end of the day, it's basically gambling. If anything, I would recommend you become a content creator. This is my advice. Become a content creator for Street Fighter. Don't be a player, be a content creator. Just look at Main Man. The dude doesn't play competitive. The dude's probably one of the biggest fucking pro. Same with Arsenal Tai, Tendo. Those are good examples, I would say. If you want to get into the FGC and you want money, be a content creator. And who knows, maybe you could be a commentator. There's other ways of making money than just being good. But yeah, then I'll end this video.